As the new year dawns, a look back at the events that shaped 2022 in the Northeast India both disappointed and brought glimpses of hope to the region. While the year was dominated by multiple border issues, breakthroughs were also witnessed in different areas. The year was marked by interstate issues, protests, accidents, visit of central leaders, natural calamities as well as festivals. Here are some of the top news that made the headlines in 2022.
The border issue between Assam and Meghalaya ruled the northeast section headlines this year, especially after an unfortunate incident that happened in an area bordering the West Karbi Anglong district of Assam and Mukro village in Meghalaya's west Jaintia hills. 6 people, including an Assam forest guard, were killed and several others injured during an alleged clash between the Assam police and a mob on November 22nd. The incident came ahead of the second phase of talks scheduled between the two states to resolve the boundary dispute. On March 29th, the Chief Minister of Assam and Meghalaya had signed an agreement to end the 50-year-old border disputes. Home Minister Amit Shah had described the development as historic. However, after a petition was filed by 4 heads of CMship of Sirdarship, former independent native states of the Khasi ethnic groups that function under the Khasi Hills Autonomous District Council, the Meghalaya High Court on December 8th put an interim stay on an agreement between the state and Assam to resolve border disputes at 6 of the 12 contentious locations. The stay order will stay in effect till the next date of hearing on February 23rd. The High Court then directed the Union Government file an affidavit on the petition on the next date of hearing. Some disturbing and breaking news coming in. 3 Jaintia civilians from West Jaintia Hills and an Assam forest guard were killed in a firing incident over Assam and Meghalaya border issue on Tuesday.
I think relating the issue of the petition submitted to the Honorable High Court, I think we can't presume anything on that. So I have no comment also. But from the government side, the talk and the discussion will carry on. Where is the pillar? See, MOU is what? The first phase, what we have done is, it's only the MOU sign. We identified the places, the villages, the area, but the detailed integrity of those area in which point that has to be done by the Survey of India.
Another news that grabbed the headlines in the northeast was the influx of Bangladeshi migrants to Mizoram after clash between Bangladeshi security forces and the Kuki-Chin National Army, an armed insurgent group that is active in the Chittagong Hills tract. The clash led to panic among civilians who fled to the neighboring state of Mizoram and created a tussle between the civil organizations in the state and the army manning the border areas. Mizoram is already playing host to about 30,000 refugees who have been fleeing fighting in Myanmar's Chin state since around August 2021.
As conflict in Bangladesh's Shakyang village forces hundreds of Chin, Kuki, Mizo ethnic tribes of the Chittagong Hill tracts to flee country and seek refuge in neighboring villages of Mizoram, it has given birth to another issue in the country, Indo-Bangladesh refugee crisis.
And very sadly, our women and children are left unattended upon their hunger in their life and death situation. But taking measures from the blood reconnection nation and tribe can never be separated by enemies. The indigenous community as a whole recognized Chin Mizo people may be divided by the international boundary. Political measure by the taking the blood relation, nation and tribes issue. Our nation can never be separate or differentiated by enemies.
Sources from the border stated that 300 more illegal migrants are likely to come to Parva, Longchlai district, seeking refugee status, and they have started from the villages in Bangladesh. These individuals are also part of same villages from where 274 illegal migrants came. According to reports, the Arakan army are at Indo-Myanmar border to stop them. Sources on the ground also stated that as BSF is refusing to give food to the civilians crossing from the Bangladesh border, the Assam Rifles has taken over the humanitarian task.
More than 200 Bangladesh nationals have entered Simen Soaro. The 273 people from the Chin-Kuki Mizo ethnic tribe seeking refuge in Mizoram includes 125 women and children and are residents of Chittagong Hill tracts of Bangladesh.
Mizoram and Assam, which had a long-standing border dispute, saw a breakthrough this year in November after the two neighboring states met for the third ministerial-level border meeting in Guwahati and resolved to maintain peace and offer mutual support in the pursuit of an amicable resolution of the vexed interstate boundary road. Another joint statement was signed by the two states, wherein it was mutually decided that the Mizoram government would furnish a list of villages, their areas, geospatial extent and ethnicity of people and other relevant information within 3 months to support their claim on the villages along the border with Assam. Both states resolved to constitute regional committees from both sides which will examine the information provided by the villages as the two states move forward, arriving at an amicable resolution of the vexed border issues. The Assam government extended full cooperation wherever sought during the 3 months as Mizoram gathered information. Among other decisions encapsulated in the joint statement, both sides agreed to abide by the resolutions of the joint statement signed in Aizawl after the first round of ministerial-level talks on August 5, 2021, 10 days after clashes between police forces of both states along the border, during which 6 policemen and a civilian died, while around 60 persons were injured.
Mizoram border near Hailakandi district once again witnessed skirmishes between Mizo farmers and local residents of Assam. The Hailakandi police team along with forest officials rushed to the spot and brought the situation under control.
মানে স্টার্টিং হতে বন্ধ করে দিল মিজো মানুহ যিখিনি আছে পাব্লিক এইবিলাক কৃষক হয় আৰু বাধা দিয়া কাৰণে গুচি গৈছে আৰু জাষ্ট ষ্টাৰ্ট কৰিছিলে জংঘল চাফা কৰাৰ কাৰণে খেদা নহয় বুজোৱাৰ পিছত মানে কৈছে যে তোমালোকে এইফালে নাহিবা.
The border issue between Nagaland and Assam saw a new development at the beginning of the year. The two states decided for an out-of-court settlement of the long-pending interstate boundary dispute, though there are still reports of minor tussles at the border. CM Rio had said the issue will be looked up after the assembly elections next year. The dispute erupted after Nagaland state was carved out of Assam in 1963. The two states share a 512.1 km long border. The Nagaland State Act of 1962 had defined the state's border as per a 1925 notification when Naga Hills and Tuensang area were integrated into a new administrative unit and made an autonomous area. Nagaland, however, did not accept the boundary delineation and demanded that the new state should comprise the Naga Hills and all Naga-dominated areas in the then North Kachar and Nagaon districts of Assam, which were part of Naga territory. ragging case at Dibrugarh University in Assam rocked the country this year. On November 27th, a first semester MCOM student jumped off the second floor of his hostel to escape ragging from his senior. It led to expelling of 18 students the next day. The ragging victim, Anand Sharma, underwent a critical surgery to fix his severely damaged spinal cord. The main accused in the Dibrugarh University ragging case surrendered before police 8 days after he was named, along with 4 others in 2 FIRs for allegedly inflicting extreme mental and physical torture on a first semester MCOM student. The ragging victim Sharma said Chatri was the first to beat him during the ragging session.
One accused in the Dibrugarh University ragging case in which a student was critically injured after he jumped from the second floor of the hostel. 6 arrests has been made so far. 4 students were suspended for 3 years.
আমি এখন বিদ্যালয়ক বিশ্ববিদ্যালয়ক আমি চেণ্টাৰ অফ এক্সেলেঞ্চ হিচাপে গঢ়ি তুলিব নোৱাৰোঁ য'ত ছাত্ৰ ছাত্ৰী তেওঁলোক
A clash between the Indian Army and China's People Liberation Army troops was reported at the Tawang sector of Arunachal Pradesh on December 9th. The clash erupted after Chinese tried to transgress the line of actual control in Yangtze area of Tawang sector. Confirming reports about this incident, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh said during a speech in the Lok Sabha that PLA troops tried to transgress the LAC in Yangtze area of Tawang sector and unilaterally changed the status quo, but that both sides immediately disengaged from the area. Singh said the Chinese attempt was contested by our troops in a firm and resolute manner. Due to the timely intervention of Indian military commanders, PLA soldiers have retreated to their own locations, he said. Tawang has 3 mutually accepted disputed areas. Senior government officials explained that such face-offs in Yangtze have been a common feature twice a year, ahead of and post-winter since 1999. India dominates the ridge there, and China perceives it as an intrusion, so attempts to show aggression. An official said, India and China held the 17th round of Corps Commander meet on December 20th at the Chushul-Mondo border. The MEA said both sides had frank and in-depth talks based on the guidance given by the leaders. The 2 sides exchanged views on the resolution of the relevant issues along the LAC in the western sector in an open and constructive manner. In an unfortunate accident in Mizoram's Hanatyal, 13 labourers working at a stone quarry were killed when the quarry in which they were working caved in on November 14th. Teams of BSF, Assam Rifles and NDRF were pressed in a search operation to retrieve the body of the victims. PM Modi, while expressing grief on the tragedy, announced an ex gratia of ₹2 lakh to the next of kin of each deceased.
for 2.5 years. Initially, 13 people were caved in, but one person standing at the corner of the stone quarry survived.
Protests against the Citizenship Amendment Act saw a revival in the Northeast India. On August 17th, the Northeast Students Organization staged demonstrations across the region. In Guwahati, police barricaded the office of the All Assam Students Union to stop the protesters from staging a march, even as NESO members displayed placards opposing the CAA from inside the office. Samujal Bhattacharya, an advisor to the umbrella body of student organizations of the region, said the NESO organized peaceful protests at all its state headquarters of the region. He said the protest is pertaining to issues related to floods in Assam, implementation of the Citizenship Amendment Act, and Clause 6 of the Assam Accord 1985. Union Home Minister Amit Shah had stated that the CAA would be implemented once COVID-19 vaccinations were over in India.
The All Assam Students Union has hit the streets once again after a gap of 2 years. The anti-CAA protests first started in Assam in 2019 and continued for over a year till 2020.
In all state capitals, the constituent organization of NESO, that is Naga Student Federation, All Manipur Students Union, Khasi Students Union, Gadi Students Union, Mizo Jilai Pol, Tripura Student Federation and all Arunachal Pradesh Students Union had lodged their protests in their respective state capitals. Despite of their provocation, we are committed to continue our non-violent, peaceful movement till we achieve the goal. And issues are very clear. We want caste to be repealed. We want the permanent solution of the foreign national problem of the North-Eastern region. In Assam, Assam-Meghalaya should be implemented. The Houthis and the Al-Qaeda and the fundamentalist group, they should be evicted from the soil of Assam and North-East. The ASPA should be totally withdrawn from the North-Eastern region.
Indian Army personnel, including 3 junior commissioned officers, were killed in a road accident when the vehicle they were travelling in fell into a gorge while negotiating a sharp turn at Zima in North Sikkim on December 23rd. The bodies of the deceased were transported to their respective native places by air and road. The army said the truck was part of a 3-vehicle convoy that moved from Chaten in the morning towards Tawang. A rescue mission was immediately launched and 4 injured soldiers were air evacuated. Prime Minister Narendra Modi expressed grief at the death of the army personnel.
An unfortunate accident, 16 Indian Army Jawans lost their lives. According to the army source, the ill-fated vehicle was part of the 3-vehicle convoy that had moved from Chaten in the morning towards Tawang. A rescue mission was immediately launched and 4 injured soldiers have been air evacuated. Unfortunately, 3 junior commissioned officers and 13 soldiers succumbed to the injuries sustained in the accident.
Torrential rains and storm caused large-scale devastation across Assam, especially the hill district of Dima Hasao. The mayhem due to the storms and rainfalls triggered landslides and mudslides in June. Landslides were also reported from many places. A rail track was completely covered as soil and debris came down from hilly areas.
Angul TV's reporters Sadona and Deep are right now at one of the worst hit districts of Dima Hasao at Rimbanglo Tunnel.
Dima Hasao district thaka Haflong aru NH27 kuntu rasta Haflong te connect hoi kine thakise etia Hornbill TV ahi kine ponchite utu jagate kuntu jagate date 15 pora one and only roadways tunnel kuntu Haflong connect kore. It is only the one roadways tunnel into NH27 te thakise aru etu etia
pani bisi continuously gira nimite landslide aro flood bisi hoi ase to mon aji yate Haflong laga rasta main rasta jaune laga rasta de jaigina muan ita fasina ase iru Rimbanglo tunnel goi kina itu rimbang lo bosti tu yate osorte ase to itu tunnel tu flood itu landslide hoi kina itu date 15 May bra itu bond kuri kina ita kosis kuri kina ulawule koi ase wilibi ita tak itu tunnel tu clear kuna kurule na pari kina ase to muan dikan isna moila piche debi gari dusra travelers kan bi ai kina bisi bak tate block hoi kina tangan itu tunnel tu kita bon kita kuliwole ase itu rukia ase wilibi ita May 15 bra itu bon hoi na taka tu sop itu main highway ase half long te puchule Tripura Mizoram Manipur aro southern Assam dibi itu railway itu disrupt hoi kina rail track kan bi sop itu bon hoi kina ite ai ase to itu landslide ekla noi kina main itu half long train station dibi flat hoi kina ite kun bi jaule na pare na ase to muan Hornbill TV kan bi tate jaule kosis kure ase hoilibi itu tunnel block one ibite ite muan yate fasi kina muan boy ase